Welcome back, everyone, to GFL.TV's Night at the Fights, and right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Rich Quinones alongside my broadcast partner, Ron Christian. We are at the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. We go back to that round number 3, that close when Dixon dropped Montalvo to make it a 10-8 round. How did you score round number 4?
I gave it to Dixon. I've got Dixon up 3 rounds to 1, but they were very closely contested rounds, and even the round that Dixon scored the knockdown in, I thought had been Montalvo's up to that point. So did the other judges, did the real judges give it a 10-9 or a 10-8 round in favor of Dixon? That's the question, but I've got Dixon way ahead.
Round number 5, scheduled for 6 in the welterweight division. Do not forget co-main and our main event, which is scheduled for 8 rounds for the WBU International Heavyweight Championship between Travis Kaufman and Jason Barnett. It's going to be a dandy. Right now, we have a real entertaining fight. Again, Montalvo in the red, white, and blue trunk colors of Puerto Rico, and Evincii Dixon in the blue and white trunks with that gorgeous right cross. Late stages, round number 3, to get that clean knockdown and give him a 10-8 round, perhaps turning the tide of this one, Ron.
Montalvo has not a clue as to how to trap Dixon at this point. He's following him around the ring. He really needs to cut that ring off and try to trap him. I'm not sure he's capable of doing that because Dixon does have very fast feet.
Well, I think now you take a chance, especially if you can get him up in the ropes. Good defensive game plan by Dixon, slipping through. You mentioned Montalvo, real good-looking young kid. Even though 2-3 with a knockout, had the opportunity a couple fights ago to fight against spar with Kermit Citron, former IBF welterweight champ in Nye's gym in Lancaster. And of course, Citron under the tutelage of Terry Nye many, many moons ago.
Terry Nye, one of the very good trainers in Lancaster. Well, he's certainly the top trainer in Lancaster and one of the tops in the Philly area. Well, Montalvo really has to turn this thing up. He's got to be behind, or at least that would be my suspicion. And I've got him pretty far behind. I don't see how he wins it at this point.
I think he's aware he's going to have to do something out of the ordinary. I mean, get a knockout in this fight. He understands, he's aware. The issue is the frustration level might be taken over a little bit, and sometimes you just get your will broken because you just can't do what you want to do. It's not saying he's not a talented fighter, but sometimes your will is just broken, and Dixon right now is breaking his will because he's not allowing the diminutive fighter to get inside.
And that may be going too far to say that he's broken his will, but it may not be going too far. But it's clearly he's frustrated. He's not able to do what he wants to do. And he's losing this fight.
Good exchange by Dixon, too. Left and the right. Montalvo comes back with a left. Now he's got Dixon up against the ropes. Good uppercut by Rafael Montalvo. Then connected again with another right flush on Dixon's chin. Late stages, round number 5. Good exchange by both men up against the ropes. Good right uppercut again by Dixon. They'll switch places. Now Dixon has Montalvo up against the ropes. We'll say this, they are very conditioned.
They are very conditioned, no question. They've given us a good fight. I mean, a fight that started pretty darn slowly. It certainly has turned into a fight, and both guys showing a lot of skill, a lot of condition, and a lot of heart.
Perfect, well said. Good close to round number 5. Should be a very exciting round number 6, and as you mentioned, Dixon with that, that pedigree, you get some sparring sessions in with a guy like Kermit Citron. Forget about if you win the rounds or not. Just, it's old school schooling. It's baptismal by fire. Just, you throw someone in the deep end and you see what they can do and how they react. And I give a lot of credit to Rafael Montalvo as well, because anyone that knocks out, that takes care of DeCarlo Perez, is a heck of a fighter in my book.
That's fantastic. DeCarlo Perez, if you haven't seen a guy fight before, is one tough fighter.
We've seen the repercussions of some of his opponents in opposition.
Yes. I mean, the guy is a thunderous puncher. He's got a big chin. He's rangy, tough. Montalvo knocks him out. Come on.
Absolutely.
Obviously, and yet Montalvo hasn't really even been able to wobble Dixon. So this has been neat.
Yeah, and Dixon doing everything he needs to do, and again, that knockdown in the 3rd round, kind of changing the tide of this fight as they'll meet square in the center of the ring. They'll touch him up. Gary Rosado will have him touch him up. 6th and final round. He'll adjust Dixon's shorts quickly. Montalvo in the red, white, and blue trunks, colors of Puerto Rico. And Evincii Dixon with the blue and white trunks, nicknamed the prize fighter. And right now, fighting like a prize fighter. Very sharp this evening.
Montalvo is going to have to put the pressure on. He's just going to have to go out there and throw everything that he's got.
And look, the bottom line is this too, Ron, and you know this. a loss is a loss. Whether you lose or get knocked out, it's still a loss. So why not just
go all out?
Yeah, just throw it against the refrigerator, see what sticks.
Well, he needs to do that and hasn't started that way. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to ratchet it up as this round goes on, because he's, in all likelihood, behind on the scorecard. So that's unofficial, obviously.
Again, Rich Quinones ringside with my broadcast partner, Ron Christian, right here on GFL.TV. Go Fight Live and Comcast Sportsnet. Rafael Montalvo against Evincii Dixon. Dixon in the blue and white trunks. Montalvo in the red, white, and blue trunks. 6th and final round. Spirited bout between two young, up-and-coming, gritty, tough, feisty welterweights. And right now, Dixon getting the better of a game Montalvo, who's trying to make a fight of it midway through round number 6. Good left and a right combination by Montalvo. Dixon comes back with a left. Montalvo snaps a left. Again, finally was able to slip that jab in.
And follow it with a right hand, Montalvo did. And that was certainly his best punch of this round. I wonder if that right hand that dropped him in the 3rd round just hasn't made him very weary of, a little bit gun shy.
Fair point. Good left and a right again by Montalvo. Stuns Dixon. Dixon comes back. Nothing doing with a left and another right. Snaps that left. Swings wildly. Misses with a right. Good combination by Montalvo.
And Dixon defended that well. He actually held his hands up.
Yeah. And you also saw he fought forward and actually was almost again able to get Montalvo up against the ropes.
I think it's a very strong round for Dixon.
Dixon snaps that jab again. Dixon entered with a 2-3 mark, trying to even his record at 500, as well as Rafael Montalvo, who came in with a 3-4 record.
Well, the important thing is that this, at least from a fan standpoint, this was a good fight.
And you know what? I think both of these fighters learned something about each other tonight, and that's good.
Again, about themselves.
Exactly. You always throw the rounds out the window, and young fighters forget about their records. It's what you learn in the ring and how you improve and move on. And I think you're going to see these two going forward. Final 10, 6th and final round. Good combination by Montalvo to try to close it out. Dixon with a late flurry downstairs with a left and a right. Comes back with another left. Montalvo counters with a right. Rosado breaks him up.
Well, it was a nice fight. That was a nice fight.
I would have to agree with that.
I'd like to see the rematch, actually.